Hello, my name is Seyoung Che from Department of Urology, Jungwang University. This work was conducted in collaboration with Professor Ju-Young Lee from the Department of Applied Statistics at Jungwang University. I'm very pleased to present our recent research titled Impact of Regular Cystoscopy on Prognosis in Non-Muscle Invasive Bladder Cancer, a nationwide study. This study focuses on NMIBC, which accounts for about 75% of all bladder cancer cases. While NMIBC generally has better survival compared to muscle-invasive bladder cancer, it shows a notably high recurrence rate, up to 60% to 70%, depending on the tumor stage, making it one of the most frequently recurring cancers. In Korea, the number of newly diagnosed bladder cancer patients has been increasing. A multicenter study involving 2,412 patients reported a recurrence rate of 36% and a progression rate of 6% during a 3-year follow-up period. According to the European Association of Urology guidelines, the follow-up schedule varies depending on the patient's risk group. Still, the EAU recommends a cystoscopy at 3 months after TURBT for all patients. However, this recommendation carries only a weak strength rating due to limited supporting evidence. Similarly, the American Urological Association guidelines recommend the first cystoscopy at 3 to 4 months after TURBT. However, this recommendation is also based on expert opinions and lacks high-level evidence. As you can see, there is limited evidence regarding to the optimal timing of the first follow-up cystoscopy. Therefore, we aimed to evaluate the prognosis of NMIBC patients who underwent cystoscopy within 6 months after TURBT to help identify the best timing for follow-up. We use customized data from the Korean National Health Insurance Service, covering the period from 22 to 2018. We defined recurrence as either receiving another TURBT more than 2 months after the first TURBT or undergoing radical cystectomy. Progression was defined as receiving chemotherapy or undergoing radical cystectomy. Cancer-specific mortality included patients who died after progression, and overall mortality included all deaths regardless of cause. To minimize baseline differences between the cystoscopy and non-cystoscopy groups, we performed inverse probability of treatment weighting. We then generated IPTW-adjusted Kaplan-Meier curves and conducted IPTW-adjusted log-rank tests to compare survival outcomes. We analyzed a total of 40,678 patients. Among them, about 70% received cystoscopy within 6 months, while about 30% did not. There was differences in sex, age, comorbidity index, and BCG usage between the groups. However, after IPTW adjustment, all covariances showed standardized mean differences of less than 10%, indicating good balance between the groups. The Kaplan-Meier curve showed that the cystoscopy group had a higher recurrence rate. However, this group had significantly lower rates of progression, cancer-specific mortality, and overall mortality. This suggested that regular cystoscopy might help detect recurrence early and prevent progression. In IPTW adjusted Cox models, recurrence was higher in the cystoscopy group, but progression risk was lower, cancer-specific mortality was also lower, and all-cause mortality was also lower. In subgroup analysis, among patients who received repeated TURBT or BCG, the recurrence rate was similar between groups. Among patients aged 75 or older, there was no significant difference in progression risk. However, the most other subgroups, regular cystoscopy within 6 months, was constantly associated with lower risks of progression and death. Conclusion: nationwide data from South Korea revealed that approximately 30% of NMIBC patients did not undergo cystoscopy within 6 months after TURBT. Our study suggests that cystoscopy within 6 months may help detect more recurrences early. More importantly, it was associated with reduced risk of progression, cancer-specific mortality, and overall mortality. Therefore, regular follow-up cystoscopy after TURBT should be considered essential for improving the prognosis of NMIBC patients. Thank you for listening.